Being that the beef between the Bloodhound and Trap City seems to be the new beef the internet wants to focus on, it's only right that I break down the story and keep you updated on what's going on in the Chicago drill scene. In the streets, where the gang ties often dictate life and death, Bloodhound Lil Jeff's death, the young rapper caught on camera chasing down a rival on a drill, only to stumble back into view, moments later succumbing to fatal injuries. The video circulated widely, with the world of drill divided, with one side realizing the realities of music and a lifestyle, another saying that he passed on what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it, so he is where he belongs. It didn't help that the victim in this video was mocking Lil Jeff in a recent interview, a decision that possibly provoked men to slide with AR-15s, and it got ugly. The feud began when Bloodhound Lil Jeff allegedly stole a chain belonging to Carter, a member of Trap City. Carter explained in the interviews that he had trusted Lil Jeff, allowing him to wear the chain, only for it to be taken in a high-speed chase.
With this being like the blood hood and all that, I heard the fallout was like over a stolen Cuban or something like that.
Tell him your story.
What's that still gotta be explained, guys.
Hey, look.
Folks already been told y'all we fucking happy, you feel. No, folks stole the chain.
Stole folks' chain.
He trying to act like you feel.
No, it wasn't gay, it was like, we get that a lot in the city. Like a lot of people claim that like they was off P's and Q's and like walked out.
Nah, never took.
They like family, gang. He let him wear the chain.
That's like if he let me wear the chain, gang. On phone him, he let me sit up. I got that for a couple days, gang. On phone him, and I just end up, I'm outside coming back around y'all. Then all of a sudden I come back and say the chain is stolen. That's like a give your pipe.
He said he got it at high speed. You feel the police? He got it at high speed.
Come on, we finna go down this way. Come on, this way. We finna go this way.
Now, one person I definitely wanted to.
We got our ears to the street though. You feel me? The whole time. Now they try to make it sound like, you feel me, he lost it. You feel me?
If you've seen my previous video on Bloodhound Lil Jeff, we already know that the retaliation casualty was immediate, causing Bloodhound Z Money to pass. This death marked the beginning of the heightened tension between the two groups. Trap City members openly mocked Lil Jeff's murder, reenacting his death in their interview. Carter, who accused Lil Jeff of stealing the chain, participated in these mockeries. You can see him picking him up in jest. Now, I may not be a genius, but taunting gangs on this level of trolling can have deadly consequences. Everyone knows the video will be shared widely on social media, inflaming emotions on both sides.
They were doing all that.
Hey, on the couch.
Come on now.
They wanted that. Hey. Come on, man. This we can't even just. We had to give it to y'all. We ain't want to, but.
We are real deep right now, man.
Get him right there, brother. Hey, this is what he did on the couch.
Mockery can come with consequences. Once you make that move, 10 toes should have been planted. Once that move was made, it was a call to war. Shortly after Carter's trolling, he was shot and killed. In the streets, where gang robberies often dictate life and death, Chevelle Carter's fate was inevitable, sealed by a decision that was made with a man with a switch and a will for revenge. Chevelle Carter was trolling, tragically becoming a victim himself. On October 19th, he was shot and killed on a 38th and Ellis in a calculated attack believed to be orchestrated by the Bloodhounds. The family prepared to lay him to rest, hoping for a moment of peace to honor his memory, unaware that the tragedy was about to strike again. 2 weeks later, on the day of Chevelle's funeral, his sister, Rhomesha Turner, prepared to say her final goodbyes. Rhomesha, a 34-year-old mother and a beloved stylist in her community, joined the funeral procession. This was a moment of mourning, a chance to honor her brother despite the grief that hung heavy over the family. As the procession moved through the 147th and Seeley Avenue in Dixmoor, gunfire erupted. The ambush was swift and deadly. Gunmen targeted the procession, striking Rhomesha multiple times. Losing control over her vehicle, she crashed as the chaos unfolded around her. She was rushed to the English Memorial Hospital in Harvey, but the injuries were fatal. Rhomesha's life was cut short, leaving her family and community devastated by yet another senseless loss. Rhomesha's death was not random. It was a contribution of the violent feud that had claimed her brother's life. Authorities suspect the attack on the funeral procession was an act of retaliation, meant to send a chilling message in the ongoing war. In the streets, where alliances and vendetta fuel violence, even moments of grief are not spared from bloodshed. The family now mourning Chevelle and Rhomesha was left shattered. 2 lives lost within weeks, highlighting the relentless cycle of violence that consumes communities, leaving families broken and futures stolen. Despite the grief and outrage, no suspects were apprehended for either death, and the community remains on edge. The death of Chevelle and Rhomesha are evident of the devastating impact of gang violence in Chicago. For the family, these losses are a profound reminder of how quickly lives can be taken in a world ruled by retaliation and fear. For the community, their deaths have become a rallying cry for change, an urgent call to break the cycle of violence that has claimed too many lives. But as the investigation continues, the family and those who knew Chevelle Rhomesha were left with memories and the hope that justice and perhaps peace might one day prevail. But I highly doubt it. See, the reason why the cycle continues is because the level of trolling has reached a point where it's beyond jokes. Life isn't a joke. Laughing at death can put you on a waiting list to either get clapped with a hot bullet behind some bars for murder for life. It's inevitable. You either get clapped or you go to jail. People laughing and trolling only to mask with the obsession of unalivement. When you worship and start to lose respect for life, clout overrides logic. Even Jeff wasn't innocent. Watch how he himself mocked the passing of Lil. This is a part of the cycle. Everyone feels entitled to having a response for the unalivement of L. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody got to put their 2 cents in. Q50 posted a few cryptic messages that he knew would have the streets talking, as you can see here. Now, I'm not saying these 2 gentlemen have anything to do with anything, but what I am saying is that they are implicating themselves into this. Not to say that they did it, but why allude to the fact that you may have had something to do with it? Everyone wants to implicate themselves into stuff like this. Look at Adam22 posting on Instagram talking about how happy Q50 was the day after Vel passed. Like, that isn't a life there. And if Q50 was to go down for that, he would be the first person to cover it. The attention these rappers are seeking are going to land them in prison. And they're going to make bloggers like me rich. It gotta be the perks. Because this level of self-incrimination and implicating yourself in someone else's business is actually insane. It's not up to me to speculate. I don't know what happened. Only God and the members. Gonna be a cold winter in Chicago. You gotta keep that heat in the Windy City. For more rap and hood news, make sure you tune into the best drill tube online. My name is KPZ. I shoot films, not people.